LinkedIn, 225 million professionals and growing, 2 people per second. You saw that in the video. There's a lot that we could talk about on LinkedIn, but I want to talk about a couple things you could do with LinkedIn. So I'll jump forward like 6 slides. There's some additional homework for you to review there. So here are 2 things that you can do with LinkedIn. Think about LinkedIn. It's Google, but for finding people. Google, but for finding people. People that can help us with information, skills, knowledge about competitors. So did you know that you can use LinkedIn to get a list of past employees of any company? Past employees of any company. That might be past employees of somebody we're trying to sell to, past employees of somebody we compete against. Those people know stuff. There's a lot of them. Most companies have a 2-to-1 ratio past to present. And by the way, nobody has loyalty to past employers. Nobody ever goes back a second time. So when you approach somebody who used to work for a competitor, I'm not advocating corporate espionage here, what do you want to know? Because there's a lot of knowledge out there that you can tap. Here's how. By the way, second possibility here, what about when you're selling? Networking, prospecting, selling. This is a great tool. Let me show you how you might do those 2 things. So in LinkedIn, they have a mode called Advanced People Search. This is free. This is totally free. Advanced People Search. You see it right here. And the way you get there is this little box right here. In the upper right corner, next to Search, you click Advanced. And now, on a whole bunch of dimensions, all of these different things, keywords, names, titles, companies, schools, locations, right? All of these things, relationship, first and second connections. This is all free to the left. This little stuff here, you probably don't need, but that's the part you would pay for. So, you want to find somebody at a competitor. See where it says company? You type in the competitor's name, Miller Coors, set it to past. That will give you a list of all the past employees of Miller Coors or any other company. You want to sell to somebody. Hey, I sell to certain titles, CEO. Plug in CEO and set it not to current or past, but to current. And then down here you can put your postal code. Now I don't know any other tool in the world, I set the radius to 50 miles, that can show you something like this. I have 4,273 CEOs within 50 miles of me. And now, if I zoom down the list right to here, where we look at what's called relationship. How many degrees of separation? LinkedIn goes 3 degrees, but I would claim what's really interesting is 2-degree connections. A 2-degree connection is somebody I don't know, but I can get introduced to by somebody who is a connector who knows both of us. Look at how this might work. Preetam Advani. I mean, just consider that stat for a second. 1,085 people that I can get introduced to by somebody I know that are within 50 miles of me that are CEOs. Unbelievable. Preetam Advani, it shows right here, 2nd-degree connection. He's president and CEO of the Professional Closing Network. Now, it shows in common 4 shared connections right here. If I click that, it shows exactly who these people are. And now I can think about, who do I want to call to get introduced to Preetam Advani? Now think about the old way in sales. Cold call. Hey Preetam, I'm some social media guy. You've never heard of me, but we're both from Pittsburgh. Let me buy you lunch. That is most likely a voicemail never returned. Instead, I pick up the phone and I call Carl. Carl, how well do you know Preetam Advani? If he doesn't have a compelling answer, I got 3 other choices, but he says, Dave, I'm on his board of directors. What do you need? And I'm thinking, touchdown. Carl, I want to have lunch with Preetam. I think I can help his company with some social media consulting. Can you make it happen? The 3 of us, somewhere near his office. I'm buying. Now I help Carl with a lot of stuff. He's going to help me. He calls Preetam. Now when he calls Preetam, he makes the case. This is back to your 78 versus 8 thing again, right? Preetam and Carl and I met for lunch over by his office. The 1-hour schedule ended up 2 hours because Preetam was compelled. And he invited me back the next week, and by the way, he paid, so now we're all even, right? But he invited me to join the board of advisors of one of his startups. What's the chance that happened when I left that voicemail? Hey, Preetam, I'm some guy you've never heard of. So that is the power of LinkedIn. It can unlock the relationships that we all have for mutual benefit. Now, one other thing about LinkedIn. Dave, how do you keep up with an industry changing as fast as social media? Well, guess what? Every industry is accelerating in change. So I would say, don't learn alone. Join an industry group. An industry group. So in my industry, there's a group called Social Media Today. And if I join Social Media Today, every day I can look at new discussions. What are people talking about? Now look, we're all busy. I'm going to ignore 9 out of 10 days worth of email from this group. I got other things to do, but every once in a while, when I have a little time to learn, I will look to see what they're talking about. And this guy was looking for real-life examples of things that go wrong with social media. Does anyone have such a list? Add a comment. Join the conversation. So I land on the website. Hey, I've got a list of 10 do's and don'ts. Here's the link. Had a lot of great feedback, but hey, by the way, these are general rules, maybe not the specific failure examples you're seeking. Hey, good list. I bookmarked the page. Nice to have them all in one place. Dave, you forgot number 11, or I disagree with number 7. We all learn together. So, whenever you want to learn about any industry or your job function, there's HR professionals, there's sales professionals, there's marketing professionals, there's social media professionals. And by the way, please have a current picture, right? No picture versus picture, right? This is about sense of connection. And in your profile, this is called your professional headline. You can have a short tagline, a clickable link to your website. Don't make it hard, make it easy. So, LinkedIn. Join LinkedIn and join the groups. It's the professional social network. By the way, just like Facebook, just like Google+, there are company pages, and I've included here a link to the 12 best company pages of 2012 written by LinkedIn themselves on 12-12-12. And some of these, like Magna Powertrain, are down and dirty B2B. So go out and take a look, find a model. That's idea 18.